Developing tonight, residents in Marine City have been under a shelter-in-place order after what police are calling a possible swatting incident. Fox 2's Camille Amiri is live in Marine City with the latest on this investigation. Camille, how are police handling this right now?
Yeah, things have been unfolding. It's a very fluid situation, but I want to talk to the Director of Homeland Security and Emergency Management here in St. Clair County, Justin Westmiller. Thank you for joining us. Kind of tell us what's going on right now.
Sure. So around 6:18 this evening, we received a phone call of a potential active shooter type situation here in Marine City. All the local assets responded, our local PD, Marine City Police Department, and the Fire Department, and our Sheriff's Department. And what you see currently happening behind you is an investigation for a potential swatting call. But we do have our SRT team here from Port Huron working to ensure the building is clear and we don't have any victims inside.
Now, initially, though, it came out as something very scary and horrifying. Kind of take us back to what this initially thought this was.
Sure. It came back to a caller who said that he had a weapon, he was holed up inside of a building, and that he had taken hostages. And then in a later phone call, he stated that he shot one of those hostages. What I do want to make sure everybody understands is, at this time, we don't believe that there's a threat. We believe it's a swatting call, but we're going through the motions and making sure that there's nobody in there that's been harmed.
And for our viewers at home who may not understand what a swatting call is, can you kind of explain that to us in layman's terms?
Sure. So a swatting call is when someone misuses the 911 system and calls in and reports some sort of active law enforcement situation when it's not actually happening inside, and it pushes a large group of assets, a group of responders in, and we're basically wasting time and resources answering those sort of calls. But we need to answer every single one of them because we need to make sure that our public is safe. And
touch on this briefly. You and I talked about this off camera, about resources that this swatter could have been using to his advantage.
Yeah, so there's a series of waterfront cameras that people enjoy to see the waterfront here in the beautiful city of Marine City, and there's a potential that that person either took control or was using the evidence he was seeing on the camera from YouTube and reporting those things to the 911 dispatcher to make it seem like it was more realistic.
So right now, tell us what's going on inside the building.
So right now, our SRT team, our special response team from Port Huron, is clearing the building. They're using drones, as well as a loud hailer you heard earlier, calling anybody out. And at this point, we have negative results of anybody in there.
So you have you definitively cleared the building?
It is not done yet, but at this point, we have not received any positive evidence that anybody was actually in there.
Okay.
We're still working through that.
Okay. So that's where we are right now. Obviously, still a fluid situation, but you heard Justin Westmiller just now. We do know there's a chiropractic office on the first floor, and then upstairs is an apartment, a vacant apartment, and they were able to get the keys from the building owner, so they didn't have to breach the building at all. So I really think in the next few minutes, hopefully, we'll have a definitive answer. But you heard everything from one of the guys in charge of this. Just a horrifying set of circumstances when everyone was finding out that this was happening, that there were possible fatalities, that there were possible hostages, a barricaded gunman situation, and then very quickly, once we got up here around 9 o'clock, we found out that this was probably, most likely, a very, very different situation. So if they ever find the person who is responsible, and this person could be in another state, in another country, obviously facing serious charges, but it may be very difficult for police to find him. Of course, we're going to stay on top of this story and bring you the latest. Reporting live in Marine City, I'll send it back to you.